From a man who worked on the likes of Unreal Tournament and Gears of War comes a game so fast and so refreshing, but what is the next step for this gravity-defying experience? LawBreakers was developed by Boss Key for the PS4 and PC. The game is a multiplayer arena shooter only experience, so no campaign, just PvP to the extreme. And with that, the game is sold at half price on all platforms, which is a good start. This is of course a review of the PC version, and with that being said, the PC version runs smoothly and works. The game was able to keep a constant frame rate on my system with no problems. The only thing I can knock the PC version for is the resolution settings, since there's no super sampling in the game. The max resolution you can get is the resolution of your monitor. As I said before, there is no campaign, so the story is very limited and you will need to leave the game to understand what is actually going on in this universe. However, the in-game characters have a small description about who they are in the game, so that is a nice touch. So if there is no campaign, the multiplayer must be good. And to put it in simple terms, yes, it is. At the moment there is only quick match and custom to choose from. No ranked at the moment, which in my opinion is stupid. The game should have shipped with a competitive mode, since the entire game is built for being very, very competitive.
Zone expiring.
The game will put your skills and the way you play to the test in a fast-paced environment where verticality is through the roof, literally. And the reason why aiming is so important in this game is because this game is so fast-paced. You have to track like an absolute crazy person in order just to be able to have a fighting chance in order to survive.
You are 3 zones away from winning.
LawBreakers has a class-based system. Each class has a different role and gameplay style, with different abilities and equipment, making each class a blast to play. There are 9 classes to choose from, and each one has its own different skill ceiling. Assassin, Battle Medic, Enforcer, Gunslinger, Harrier, Juggernaut, Titan, Vanguard, and Wraith. Assassin has a very high skill ceiling, but when you start to learn your way around the character, the game will begin to open up and start to show you more glorious bloodshed.
Double kill. Triple kill. Quad kill.
Need medication.
Match tied.
Enforcer is the easiest out of all of them. He is like the soldier from Overwatch, the Call of Duty guy, but he is still fun as hell to play. And that is the beauty of the characters and classes. They are all fun to play no matter what skill level you are at. All classes have no form of regenerating health, so finding health packs around the map is key to staying in the fight. With that being said though, possibly the Battle Medic might actually heal you. So I have been calling the characters in this game by their classes because the game doesn't do a good job in letting you know the characters' names or their personality for that matter. They may say something in the game, but it sounds like useless trash talk to make you feel like a badass, which in its defense it does, but for me I don't need someone telling me I did good when I do something awesome. The only characters I do know that are in the game is the robot called Nash, I think his name is. I actually might be wrong on that. And that is it. The characters' abilities define them, and some of the abilities are so cool no matter what happens afterwards. The assassin has a special grappling hook letting you do massive arcs around the map or grab onto an enemy close the gap, and then kill them with your blade. And Vanguard's jet ability, which makes you fly like a goddamn jet around the map, helping you chase enemies and then gunning them down with your minigun. Each character has 3 abilities, one being an ultimate ability which can only be activated every so often, like the Enforcer's homing rocket launcher. However, the Juggernaut is the exception to this, since he can activate his ultimate almost constantly, since it is not a game changer, it's more of a buff. Also, most characters have 2 weapons which you can swap between. A 3-part bar is located beside your crosshairs, and this bar is linked to certain actions characters can perform, from being able to jump in 0 gravity to the grappling hook the assassin uses. The game also has a kick function which lets you kick people in their face, and if you manage to kill someone with the boot's soul will appear on their screen. You can get different soul designs from the loot box / stash drops which you'll get every so often. There's also an image that will pop up when you die, basically showing how shit you are and how awful you played, and it's kind of sad, but it makes sense. It's kind of like the Gears of War symbol when you begin to lose health and then you're dead.
Battery acquired. Battery charging.
At launch, the game has 8 maps, and each one is well designed and expresses the gravity part of the game amazingly well. Each map has a zone where there is no gravity, turning a simple arena shooter into something unique, creating intense and fast situations with verticality not seen before, where the enemies could be literally anywhere around you. Below you, above you, if you think of the possibilities of where they could be, they probably are. The game also has a special action which lets you shoot behind you. So you may be asking, why? Well, not only is it fun to run around the map trying to get as many kills as possible blind firing, but when in the 0G areas, your gun fire actually propels you in the other direction. So yeah, this game is fast. Some maps have open spaces on the sides of cliffs, and when 0G is in effect, falling to your death can happen more times than you would like, since, to put it simply, you messed up. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Oh, come on. Are you fucking kidding me right now? God, I suck ass. On each map there are health stations which will bring you back to full health, but at a cost. That cost being you are away from the fight, and you don't want that, since having a player down could mean losing that particular fight. The game comes with 5 game modes, with each one putting your team to the test: Occupy, Uplink, Blitzball, Turf War, and Overcharge. The game modes are good, they're fun, they're enjoyable, and they really do require teamwork.
Point B is a war zone.
I like the weapon.
You are 1 zone away from winning.
With such a high skill ceiling this game has, a tutorial is a must. And LawBreakers doesn't disappoint, by having tutorials on all aspects of the game, classes, maps, and game modes. There's also a practice area to help you get to know the movesets of characters. However, I think there is a bug in this practice arena, since when you kill a bot, it doesn't die or disappear, it just stands there and does not respond to the player's inputs afterwards. Almost like physics just stopped working. However, if you manage to shove them off the cliff, they respawn and they have full health again, and you can keep on killing them and getting hit markers and actually interacting with them. Now, of course, this wouldn't be a 2017 game without microtransactions, and LawBreakers is no exception, with a system very similar to Overwatch's loot box system called stash drops, with the possibility of getting skins for characters, guns, player icons and boot icons at different rarities. Unlike other full price games with microtransactions costing up to £100, the highest box of goodies you can buy costs around £35. I'm not sticking up for microtransactions, but comparing £100 to £35? Now, there is one major problem I have with the game, and that is the UI. The user interface is interesting. Everything looks fine on the surface, but when you start to really look, it just blows your mind. When you are trying to take an objective, you don't just pick it up. You have to stand around it for a bit in order to disable some shield thing, and then you can bolt it away. But where the hell is the indication that clearly shows how much longer you have to stand on the objective? Well, it's a small blue bar at the top of the fucking screen. This just confuses me. This is a vital piece of information which should be visible when you are not even paying attention. I should be able to focus on shooting enemies while still knowing what shield rating it is on the objective. Instead, I have to almost try and shoot with my peripheral vision and focus on the fucking bar. All they have to do is move that bar down to just below the center of the screen, or at the fucking bottom if they want, make it much bigger, make it much brighter. The bar won't be imposing, it won't be distracting from the game, and it won't cover up the screen of where you're actually meant to be paying attention, which is of course aiming. Anyhow, the game also has some cool Twitch features, like being able to see who in your game is currently streaming. Not sure if that's going to be implemented in ranked when that does come out due to stream snipers.
Uplink acquired.
LawBreakers is an incredibly fast-paced arena hero shooter, with unique aspects which makes it stand out in some areas. But why is no one playing the game on release day? The game on Steam had a max player count of under 5,000 players. That is worse than Battleborn's day 1 player count, and that game is considered a flop, having to go free to play just to stay alive. So why is LawBreakers not doing so well? Is it because gamers want nothing competitive and just want a casual experience like Call of Duty or the new Halo games? Well, no, since have you seen Overwatch's player count? Mind you, Overwatch has done something no other arena style game has done before. Might want to check out this video in the cards above to learn how Overwatch has appealed to the competitive and casual players alike. So why then? The game isn't broken and it has a very reasonable price point. You pay for what you get. You don't pay for a campaign which isn't there, you pay for the multiplayer. The only thing I can think of is the marketing. The game didn't have that much marketing. But with everything said and done, I recommend the game to anyone who likes a very competitive experience, like Overwatch and Quake. It's a fun and thrilling experience at a sensible price. Everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.